All right, we are live coming to you from sunny Hawaii. Hope everybody is doing well. So much stuff is going on in the market. It is a pretty exciting time to own XRP. It is also Thanksgiving week, so I know a lot of people are traveling and going to be spending some time with their family. I just hope that you can explain XRP a lot better this year, as you are probably much better educated with all of the news and information that you guys are watching. Good to see everybody. We're going to get into some updates around the crypto space. I'm going to answer as many questions as I can here in the chat, and we'll just have a good time. We'll learn some stuff together. We'll grow together, and that's what the main part of all of this has been. AK Scarface, great to see you, man. We got Mafia here first with the hello. Great to see you, AK Scarface. Always a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for the kind words. My dad is on the mend. He's doing a lot better than he was over the weekend. That was a very stressful time for the family. I think all of us that have experienced aging parents or grandparents or whatever, when something starts to happen and it doesn't sound good, that's hard to deal with, and the support from the community has just been I can't say thank you enough. I really appreciate it. We got Christopher here. The news we've all waited for so patiently. Hope you're doing well this Tuesday. Ready to catch up with Sensei. Let's go. Jordan, great to see you, man. I hope you're well. What's going on, Jordan? Man. We got Ariana here keeping the chat safe. If anybody sees well here, Ariana, if you see Paul, let me know, okay? I appreciate it. If anyone sees Paul in the chat, let me know, okay? We got Gregors here. We have $6 million man. What? Not $7 million man? Isn't it? Was that a movie? $6 million man? I don't know. I think I'm supposed to know this. Maybe it was a little bit before my time, but great to see you. How you doing? Aloha, Gregors. Great to see you. Sveta. Oh, it's Big Red. Did you change your name? Because you have the same PFP as Sveta does. Great to see you, Big Red. What's going on? Aloha, my friend. Wisconsin in the house. Man, so many of you. Great to see you. Did you guys catch that thing we did with Flare and StratX and what was it? SparkDex, StratX, and Flare. I get the SparkDex and StratX confused in my head. That was a great session that we had yesterday. It was very difficult to line up, all because the three people were in different places of the world, and then I was in different places, and so it was just really great to see Max from Flare there, and Jack and Alexi. I just want to thank them so much for their time. That was a lot of fun, kind of discussing yield and all of these different things. And we did have some people watch it. The Great said, I love the interview. Man, that's awesome. I'm so glad you got some value from it. That is the most important thing here. Mark Abbott, it's great to see you, Mark, checking in from the UK. What's up, Mark? It is a beautiful day for XRP, and we're going to get into some of that, man. I mean, I'm trying to keep up with the news, guys. I'm trying to keep up with it, and it's such a great time. It is such a great time to be in the digital asset space. You just think about this, right? There are billions with a B of people that have no idea what is happening to our financial system. And there are a select few, right? That is you that show up every day, and you're eager to learn. You're eager to jump in and take some risk and bet on your future. And I think that's an incredible thing, And I think once people realize, oh wait, there's a new financial system and blockchain is the infrastructure for that new financial system, it's going to be too late, right? And those people those are the people that kind of FOMO in at the last second, but have missed all of the opportunity for years because it's been here. And they're gonna have to deal with that, and that's going to be tough for some people. And you know how fun it's going to be to have a conversation with somebody that you've told about this over and over again, and they would not listen to you. That's the same person that's going to come to you and say, "Oh man, you were right the whole time." And that feeling that you were going to have in that moment, man, that is going to live on forever. And that'll be a really good memory for everybody here. Chris, great to see you, man. Tiago says XRP to 250 in December. I'm down with that. When's Ripple's banking license? That's a great question. So, and Anthony, So Ripple applied back, I believe, at the end of July. I can't remember the exact date. I think it was either the end of June or July. I do apologize. Wait, July, August, September, October, November. It was the end of July. And I think it was July 31st, if my memory serves me correctly. But usually the OCC responds. It can take up to 120 days or longer. We did pass that 120-day period. We did see a lot of pushback from the banking industry to prevent the Ripples of the world from getting a banking license. So I don't know if that is playing into, how long it's taking, but usually that, the process could take 9 months, 12 months. So it's not unusual for us to not have word yet, but there's a lot of people that speculate it's going to happen soon. But I don't think anybody has a real answer on the timeline of that, but hopefully soon, my friend, hopefully soon. Let's see here. $6 million says Trump needs to make USA crypto company capital gains free. If Trump would do that for XRP, would rocket. Hey, man, I'm all for it. I think, it does feel like the Trump administration is trying to find ways to further push the crypto market up, to get this rulemaking and all of this stuff done. I think they've done a good job so far. We need the Senate to come together on the Clarity Act and get that finalized. I think that's really important in the days to come. But they've done a good job, man, and I think I'm looking forward to seeing them kind of finish that and go through and hopefully we get some additional things like that. Let's see here. Sensei, I'm writing a cool song in my name. Man, I don't know if I've ever had a song with my name attached anywhere of it. So I'm eager to listen. I'm eager to hear. That is pretty incredible. Thank you for that opportunity. Really appreciate you. Let's see here. Hey, Sensei, how sure are we that the Clarity Act will pass? How do you think it will affect XRP if it does pass? So this is a great question. Let's just discuss this really quickly because I think a lot of people have maybe the same question. So we did see the Clarity Act get pushed through in the House. That was voted on and it got pushed through to the Senate. And if if you're not from the US, and even if you're from the US, you might not know how all this stuff works, but usually you need to get it passed in both houses with a certain percentage of the vote. And once that happens, it goes to the president's desk to be signed. So right now it's in the Senate waiting for them to, the Democrats and Republicans to agree on what's in the bill. You need a certain amount of Democrats to vote for this, right? Because you're probably going to get all of the Republicans. If memory serves me correctly, there's 53 Republican senators, so they would need about 7 votes, I think, or 8 votes. If I have the number wrong there, I do apologize. But you know what? I can find out. Let's just see how many Republican senators and Democrat senators are there. Can we get an update? Well, I don't really need an update. I kind of know where we stand. Let me just see how many we have real quick. I think it's 53 Republican, but let's just get that. We can fact check that in real time. So let's do that. There it is, 53 Republicans. My memory does serve me correctly. And then it says, look, 45 seats are Democratic and 2 of them are independent. So if Republicans can get 53 plus the 2 independents, they would need 5. They need 60 votes to get that over the finish line. And I think it'll happen. It did seem like it's been pushed back. And I think the government shutdown did affect some of that, unfortunately. But I think it's a top priority for the Senate, and I think they'll get it done, man. There's too much at stake to not get it done, right? There's a lot of people who are very bullish on the crypto space, and those people will be voting next year. And I think people want to make their stance as pro-crypto, pro-friendly to the crypto industry. And I think that's going to be important, right? And I think the people that are against the crypto industry, I think those people will be primaried against. I think if you look at what Ripple's doing with some of their partners with Fairshake, right? They're investing in people that are pro-crypto, not just one side of the aisle or the other. They're giving money to people that are going to put the industry first and push it forward. And I think you're going to see that. What? I don't know. I think I know she's a singer. That's all I know. That is a weird question. I don't usually get pop fan questions. What is going on? Great to see you. I am Sam. Let's see here. The Cannabis Podcast says Clarity Act will not be passed until 2026. Yeah, I think like, you're seeing a lot of, I think like Senator, was it Tim Scott? Is he still a senator? I think he's still a senator. I think he said that they're going to try to get it done before the end of the year. The Thanksgiving was supposed to be the date that they were going to try to get it done by, and it just feels like it got pushed back again. So yeah, if you're gonna make a song about Crypto Sensei, put Luna in the song. That would make it like the best thing ever. Alice, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the content. I hope you're learning. I hope you're growing. That's the most important thing. Sebastian, great to see you, Sebastian. What's up? Yes, thank you for that. I need to get fast forward here on some of the comments so we're all caught up. Love the video with the lady from Franklin Temple. Yeah, see, I'm glad people like that. If you haven't seen that video that went out today, it's basically I went through X and I spent hours going through every Sandy Call clip I could find. And if you don't know who Sandy Call is, let me just show you really quickly. She's actually really cool. Sandy Call. Let's pull this up here. Franklin Templeton. All right, let me share this screen so you guys can see what I'm doing here. All right, so this is Sandy Call. All right, and I think, yeah, here it is. Here, this is what I wanted to show you. Oh, the last thing I had a picture of her. This is not as helpful. Mary Milken Institute. So this is her right here, right? This is who it is. And she's the head innovation person at Franklin Templeton, right? And she's incredible. She has so much knowledge about what's happening in the space and the transformation that we're seeing. And she said all kinds of stuff, but I kind of lay out, why they're moving, why it's important, the timeline that it's happening, how long they've been working on it. It goes through all of that. I guess, I could have spent a little bit more time making it flow a little bit better, but I think, the main part of that video was to really show people that it's not just your Crypto Senseis or your Jake Clavers talking about this migration. It's very serious people. It's the head of innovation at Franklin. Like, this is the person who's in charge of innovation at Franklin Templeton. And, when you can get the Larry Finks of the world, the Sandy Calls of the world, the Brad Garlinghouses of the world, all telling us what's about to happen, I think we need to spend some time to understand what they're saying, and also, to listen to that, because, they're warning us about this transition to this digital future, and we want to be prepared. We want to understand it as best we can, and we want to take advantage of everything that we can for it. And it's great. I'm glad you liked it. Thank you for that. Don't really have too many thoughts. I know that there's some people that like World Liberty, and they're gonna do good. They're gonna do the partnerships and all this stuff. I just don't follow it enough. I'm not the right person to ask about World Liberty. I'm not invested in it. Like my brain I've shifted now. Like I used to buy a lot of different coins and take some risk here and risk there, and maybe some memes and some I've kind of just shifted now to I want to buy more XRP. I want to buy some XLM. I want to buy some HBAR and some Chainlink, right? And I can't get past some of those bars to buy World Liberty, right? That is way down on the list. I would rather keep acquiring some of these assets that I feel more confident in, that I feel more comfortable, that I know more about it. But I know that that's a very popular topic in the crypto space. And if the crypto space does well and they keep growing like they are, they should do well, man. Thank you for your question. Let's see here. I saw your 4-way interview. Brilliant. Watch, listen. The questions you asked were awesome. And I like it when you said anything that you want and you hadn't asked. Brilliant. Yeah. Sometimes you get the opportunity to bring some really incredibly intelligent people that are building out the future of the space together. And it gets really exciting. Like there was other questions that I wanted to get into. I think, Max is brilliant, and Alexi, he gave a lot of good information, and Jack, I could sit there and talk to Jack about tokenization for a long time, and I think we want to do that. I want to bring those people back and just have an open discussion about the future of stable coins and regulation and tokenization. I think that would be so much fun. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you liked it. Thank you. Josh, videos are great. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate you, bud. I hope you're doing well. Slow grow on tokenization. Yeah, but like, if you haven't watched the video here, let me just pull this up so you guys know what I'm talking about here, because I know people are like checking in and they might not exactly know what I'm talking about here. View your channel. All right. Let's take a look here. Which one was it? It was this one right here. 7,600 views in 2 hours. This is the video on with Sandy Call. And the reason that video is important is because, most people, they're still learning about tokenization. They don't really kind of maybe fully grasp why it's important and the timeline. But she said in that, in one of those clips, that they've been working on this for the past 7 years. Franklin Templeton has been working on this for the past 7 years. And it's not just with US regulators, but globally. And so you know that this has been a serious topic for some time. And the reason you haven't really seen the switch yet, right? All of this value starting to go on chain yet is because you didn't have the regulations and the rulemaking set up yet. And we're still trying to get there here in the United States, but we are a lot further than we have been. And, I think once they get the regulations in, once they get the rulemaking in, and institutions know what they can and can't do, I think that money starts to flow on space at a pretty quick pace. And that's what can be very, very exciting. This is the final countdown. It kind of feels like that. OS. Okay. Great to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. Yeah. I mean, XLM, Quant, those are great. Those are great assets. I think, Quant is probably very undervalued. Not a lot of people talk about it, but I think it's Gilbert Verdian, brilliant guy, one of the smartest people in crypto. You don't want to like underestimate some of these. Thoughts on BlackRock and XRP? So I think BlackRock will show up when BlackRock gets enough demand from its customers. When you saw Franklin Templeton say that XRP was foundational, right? Where's that? Let me see if I can find that. Franklin Templeton XRP foundational. Let's see here. I think that was the quote. Yeah, here you go. No, Aberreba, go the ETF business, forefront, ETF. No, that's not it. There's a quote, right? And I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Yes, here you go. Within a diversified digital portfolio, we view XRP as a foundational building block. I don't even know if that's it was something like that. Is it foundational building block? 20 hours ago? Yeah. So XRP is foundational building block. I think that's really, oh shoot, sorry about that. I always forget to bring it back up, but here you go. Within XRP diversified portfolio, XRP is foundational building block. So, when you have institutions talking like that about XRP, I think it's funny. I saw you saw the head researcher at VanEck openly kind of go after the XRP community. We covered that last week when it happened. I saw somebody kind of calling, I think his name is Matthew Siegel. I think I saw some people calling him out because after Franklin Templeton posted that, a lot of people are, I think, looking at XRP in a more serious light, right? When you have a $1.7 trillion asset manager that manages, just an enormous amount of wealth, wealth that we can't even really comprehend. People are taking that seriously. I think Franklin Templeton has like 13,000 offices or financial advisor offices that are connected to it, right? And all those offices are now have the ability to, we have this product. It represents XRP, and I think people are going to get serious about it. And so your question is, when will BlackRock come in? If BlackRock and the Vanguards and the Fidelity of the world decide to, it'll be from the customer demand. And this is what I've been saying for the past, 6 months or, whatever it is, 6-8 months is, if you want to see products like this, if you are at the BlackRocks of the world or the Fidelities, if you're at a big institution, they don't have an XRP spot product, you have power to email your financial advisor to pick up the phone and ask for those products. And I think once enough people start asking for those products, they will deliver it. Right? What you don't want to do is miss the opportunity, right? And I think the Larry Finks of the world understand the technology better than most. And I played a bunch of clips where he's telling you that the future of the stock market and the bond market will be via blockchain. They know how important the technology is. I mean, they're partnered with Ripple through all of these other things with Ondo on tokenized treasuries and a few other things. I think it'll come to fruition. Yeah, Eleanor Tarrant's a good person. Like she's always on it. She's got a lot of good scoops. She's awesome. Let's see here. Can OTC be replenished from Ripple escrow? That's a great question. That's going to be one of those NDAs. We're not going to be able to get that information. Trust me, if I could find that information, I would have delivered it to you. That's a great comment. That is a really you sounds like you're very in touch with what's going on. Dero Dietz, and maybe I said that wrong. Maybe it's Droid Dietz. I don't know, but no, that's very sound. So I don't know if I want to get into this. I just made a video. You know what? I'll let's do it together. Let's do it together. All right. So I'm going to show you some stuff that I haven't put out yet, but you guys are here. You're with me. And I want to just talk about it because, Jake Claver does what Jake Claver does. And he said something that caught my attention. And I have to, we have to talk about it now. But let me, I wasn't going to talk about this, so I didn't have it prepared. So give me a second here because I need to show you this. Okay. And hopefully I know there's a lot of people here that watch this channel, and maybe somebody can help answer this for me, because I even sent Jake an email about an hour and a half ago when I recorded this video to ask him about this. So let me really quickly, can it be replenished from Ripple escrow? The answer is probably yes. Of course, Ripple has partnerships and deals with all kinds of crypto exchanges and desks. And so if Ripple wants to provide that XRP from escrow, 100% that they will. Will they do it? That's a great question. I can't give you an answer. But they can. To answer your question, yes, they can. All right. So here's the clip, and I'm sure some of you have seen it. But let's play it, and then I need to stop at a certain point.
I think all of you are going to be very surprised in the very near future about what XRP does now that we have the ETFs eating through the OTC desk and the dark pool volume. There's not a whole lot left over there. My guess was there was somewhere between 1 billion and maybe up to 2 billion available on the OTC and dark pools. They've already eaten through about 800 million XRP here in just the first week from that. So that's either half.
Okay. All right. Hold on. I gotta hammer on this, right? Okay. Listen really closely to the numbers he's using. Okay, please.
From that. So that's either half or almost all.
Hold on.
Billion XRP dark pools. They've already eaten through about 800 million XRP here in just the first week.
Okay. 800 million XRP in the first week. Just, you got to remember that number. I'm going to let this play out the rest of it, and then we're going to look at some facts.
From that. So that's either half or almost all of what was available on the OTC desk and the dark pools. As soon as that is gone, and we're getting more ETFs, more spot ETFs for XRP are launching, and we still don't have the big dogs at the table yet. We still don't have BlackRock, and we still don't have Vanguard. We still don't have Fidelity. I think they're all coming to the table in the very near future with their spot ETFs for XRP. So that would put, if those three came online, we would have more spot ETFs than Bitcoin. And people are like, well, they're only going to buy off the OTC and dark pools, and we're never going to see price appreciation. Strap in because it's not going to last that much longer. We already saw some price movement today. you're going to see some crazy price movement when there's no more available supply through the OTC desk and the dark pools, and they have to go to the exchanges. We already saw a glimmer of this over there on Kraken last week, where we saw XRP at a high of $91, which registered. There's been lots of high prices in the past on BitTrue and Bitstamp and some of these other ones where people video it. But like you go back to look for it and it's not registered. This $91 registered on Kraken.com. So look out. I think a lot of people are going to be very surprised that a lot of what I've been talking about for the past 18 months is going to come to pass here.
Okay. So really quickly, a few points here. When you're using the number 800 million, I was not able to verify that, right? Because when you're talking about 800 million XRP, you're talking about, and if XRP is at $2 average, right? Because it was a little bit below and it's been a little bit above. So let's use $2 as the average. 800 million XRP is $1.6 billion in ETF demand. Now, maybe Jake misspoke and meant $800 million in XRP, not 800 million XRP, but I wasn't able to verify what he was saying. Okay. So this is what I know to be factual and true about the numbers. Okay. Here it is. Where is it at? Hold on. Is this the right one? Hold on. Maybe. Oh, yeah, here it is. This is what I was looking for. Sorry. Okay. Across all, what we know for sure, across all US spot XRP ETFs, independent trackers and news desks now cumulative total of net inflows of 587 to 508 million US dollars and assets under management of 628 to 629 million dollars. So this is how much money has so far gone into the ETFs. Now you can go to these ETF trackers and you can add up this money yourself, right? Here is Rex Osprey. You have XRPC. You have Bitwise, you have Franklin Templeton. I mean, you can add all of this stuff up together and it's going to equal what we see in these numbers right here. So I don't know like what specifically he is talking about with 800 million XRP being gone. I have not been able to verify that. So, you know, if anybody watches his stream or is in his stream and he explains that, please let me know. When do we get to see you and Jay Claver bombing questions and answers? I don't know, man. I don't know. He did. So here, let's just go back to what he said. Okay. Like I know maybe I'm cherry picking here.
I think, for sure.
I'll play it all.
I think all of you are going to be very surprised in the very near future about what XRP does now that we have the ETFs eating through the OTC desk and the dark pool volume. There's not a whole lot left over there. My guess was there was somewhere between $1 billion and maybe up to $2 billion available on the OTC and dark pools. They've already eaten through about 800 million XRP here in just the first week.
Okay, like I'm not crazy, right? I'm hearing 800 million XRP, not $800 million in XRP. So I think maybe he misspoke there, or he has access to something that I just cannot verify. So I don't think you'd find a dark pool buy. It doesn't matter. You're talking about the money from the ETFs, right? You're measuring how much is going out into the ETFs. That's specifically what we're talking about here. We're not talking about some, fairy tale land of some random person buying. We're talking about the institutional demand from ETFs. And I can, without 100% shadow of a doubt, show you how much money has actually been purchased through those ETFs, right? So we can say maybe he meant this or maybe he meant that, or what is it? Like I don't know. I can just show you like the facts of what I know them to be. And that's all I can do is give you those facts. Now, I sent him an email. Let me see if he responded to the email. I don't know. Maybe he's probably got some other stuff to do. I will check my email. Nope, I haven't seen him respond yet to that email. But yeah, either way, guys, right? Whether it's $800 million that we're getting close to, or 800 million it's a big difference, I guess, right? It's like a $1 billion difference. So I guess we can't call it a small error, because that's a big error. But hey, the amount of demand that we're seeing is substantial. The question becomes will that demand stay substantial? And how long will it stay substantial? And at what price will it be less substantial? These are all the things that run through my head. If you'd love to see me and Jake together, we'll work on it, man. What am I checking out? Sensei, check this out. Danny, India has recognized XRP and other digital assets as legal property. Okay, I'm gonna snap a photo of this, Danny, so I can look this up later. I'm gonna take a look at that, man. Thank you for sharing that with me. As this is a landmark ruling, this means that these assets are now protected under Indian property law. That's crazy, man. That's great. This is kind of what we want to see. Chris did an interview with Black Swan Capitalist last year. Yeah. So I did. We put together like a small like an event, like a weekend event where we covered like AI and we covered all these different topics. And I had Verson from Black Swan Capitalist on talking about XRP. And I think he brought, was it David from Outlook Crypto or something? It was pretty good. It was pretty good. The winter bee says, I won't invest with Jay Claver unless his predictions come true. Hey man, I think we're all rooting for the predictions to come true. I just need to take a different approach with it. Like I need to look at the things that I can say, I know this to be true. I can pinpoint this. I can research this. I can prove this without a shadow of a doubt. Like that's how my mind works. Right. And that's how I need to level myself, because I can get carried away with all of these predictions and this stuff, and like, I think at the end of the day, we all want these things to happen, but like, we're talking about some astronomical, numbers for these things. And, I think like if XRP's market cap were to reach, what is it? If XRP to reach $1,000 per token, you're talking about a $55 trillion market cap. Right. And so if we're talking about a $10,000 XRP, we're talking about, 500 trillion or $1 trillion market cap for XRP. I mean, we're talking about some just more money than there is in the world. And we know how, all of these things, it's just take a second, take a breath. If we get there, we'll all party and it'll be great. We can all do things that we want to do with our lives. But just take it in stride, guys. Just take it in stride. Dark money will and cannot be validated because they are dark money. If Jake said it, I'd accept Jake's word as statement. So, Harry, guys, we're talking about ETFs, okay? We can track how much money is going into the ETFs, okay? It's not what he said. He said that there's been 800 million XRP taken off these pools for the ETFs. That is not accurate. So you can trust whatever he's saying. I that's fine. But look, if you want to listen to it one more time, let's listen to it one more time, okay? And that's the last time I'm going to play it. But listen to what he is saying.
I think all of you are going to be very surprised in the very near future about what XRP does now that we have the ETFs eating through the OTC desk and the dark pool volume.
We have ETFs eating through, okay? So the money is going from the ETFs to buy the XRP off the dark pools. They're not using extra money here.
There's not a whole lot left over there. My guess was there was somewhere between $1 billion and maybe up to $2 billion available on the OTC and dark pools. They've already eaten through about 800 million XRP here in just the first week from that. So,
okay, from the first week of ETFs, they've already eaten through 800 million XRP. Okay, where's the XRP going? It's not through the ETFs, right? We've done $680 million. That's how much they have assets under management. Okay, if they had $1 billion XRP under management, it would be $2 billion in ETF demand. All right, let's just accept that we cannot verify what he is saying. All right, if you want to believe what he is saying, that's great. But I'm just trying to give you the facts. All right, this is a facts-based channel. That's all we're trying to do here. All right, fair enough. Bitcoin going down. Well, Bitcoin is a store of value for as long as people believe it is a store of value, right? I spend all of my day researching crypto. I spend the entire day, on X. And yes, it's probably not great for my mental health because there's some crazy stuff on there. But I don't see a lot of financial institutions saying that we're building our financial infrastructure on Bitcoin, right? I do not see any financial institution saying we're building a stable coin on the Bitcoin blockchain, right? I just, you don't hear it. It's not there. I don't know what to tell you, right? I really don't know what to tell you. I thought it was interesting the other day. You saw a clip that Crypto Eerie put out. And that clip was talking about how Scott Bessent, the treasurer of the United States, so Trump's treasurer, went or was having a conversation with Yoshitaka Kitao about the financial future and the US working with Japan and all this stuff. And they brought up Ripple and XRP. I thought that was very interesting, right? You keep hearing that, the US UK transatlantic partnership, that meeting that happened in Downing Street. You remember that? They brought it. The Ripple was in that meeting too. You're starting to see, more and more connections. And I'm working on a video to show you these connections. They are there. And I'm working on it right now. It's not quite done, so bear with me. You know what? I totally missed this donation. I'm so sorry, KJ. Thank you very much for this. Thank you for all the near constant and informative videos. Our team works so hard to bring this information to you. Like right now, what we're doing is we're doing up to 4 videos a day, sometimes 3 videos, depending on like how crazy my personal life is, doctor's appointments, physical therapy, and that stuff. We try to do 2 videos in the morning that come out in the afternoon, and then I'll record 2 videos in the afternoon that'll come out the next morning. So we are in a place where you are getting the most up-to-date XRP information that our team can deliver at scale. And I'm extremely proud about, what our team has been able to accomplish over this last 12 months. And, I'm very thankful, Cas, my editing team, Laurens, my business development team who kind of goes through all of this stuff and helps me. I couldn't do it with any of these, without any of these incredible people. Ariana, I don't know how she does all the things that she does. She's incredible too. And I'm so thankful to have these people around me. Tinfoil hat. Do you think Bitcoin and ETH will have a rug pull once regulation comes out, utility coins like XRP, XLM, etc., into the manifold and decouple from them? So could it happen with Bitcoin? Sure. I don't think Ethereum. I think Ethereum's here to stay. A lot of stuff's being built on Ethereum. Base is on Ethereum, right? All the stuff Coinbase is doing. I don't think Ethereum is one of those things that withers away. I think there's something to be said about the adults in the room. And then like when you look at Vitalik Buterin, let me just say something. You are a financial institution. And I've given you this example before. You are a financial institution. You are a serious bank. And in one boardroom meeting, you have Vitalik Buterin and the Ethereum team. And the other room, you have Brad Garlinghouse and Monica Long, right? The Ripple team. Who are you going to take more seriously? And it's not a diss. It's just, you got to understand, these are all people wearing suits and ties that, use the same type of buzzwords around each other. And, this is, I don't know. I think Brad Garlinghouse has done more for regulation in the United States than any other person. And that's not me saying that. That was Charles Hodgkinson that said that. I just think, I don't know, man. I think you can imagine, like you see Vitalik on stage the other day wearing sunglasses. I don't know, I just can't take that guy too seriously, man. I just can't take it too seriously. Husker, thank you again for the donation. I really appreciate you, man. What's up, Lionel Gray? What's up, man? Great to see you. Yeah, I like Crypto Eerie. She's a class act. I really enjoy the content she puts out. Really. Yeah, it's I won't say that our team hasn't posted stuff like that. It's hard to grow on some platforms, and sometimes these hype posts are what people want to see and they want to like and things like that, and I know it's bothersome, and I know it's hard to look at sometimes, and I know it frustrates people, and I have kind of tried to educate my team on not posting stuff that is too hype, right? Let's go to the facts, stuff that we can prove. But we're in a space that is very speculative, and people are gonna speculate. And sometimes it's fun to cover it, and sometimes you're just like, I don't want to hear this anymore, right? Um, you kind of just gotta. It's part of the industry at this point. Will it still be part of the industry 5 or 10 years from now? Probably, because people are people, and they're gonna say and do anything that they can to stand out, and sometimes that they think that's gonna help them. Positive SEO vibes only. Love that, Rich. Love that. Great to see you, Rich. Happy Thanksgiving, man. Oh my God, you made my day with the SEO comments. Love it. Love it, man. Oh, so many comments here. I'm trying to get through here. So Donnie Boy says, I would take Vitalik more seriously because Vitalik built Ethereum from scratch. Brad Garlinghouse didn't even make XRP. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, Vitalik was living on the couch of, what was it, Jed McCaleb or whatever, the people that built the XRP ledger. It did feel like some of those ideas were taken from somebody and then went around and built it. But hey, Donnie, you have a great point, man. Very valid. I don't know, man. I would, Jake has 800 million under management. Wow, that's incredible, man. That's great for him. But he's not a financial advisor, right? So it's his company, right? Like he's not, is he the financial advisor there? He can't give financial advice, right? It's somebody else, right? That's like the what's it called? That's a large amount of money, man. That's really great. I'm happy for him. Yeah, you need a good team. Like, so the problem with the statement that I have with what Donnie just made there, and maybe it's not a problem, but it's just how I see something differently, is you have Ethereum and you have the XRP ledger, but Ethereum doesn't equal, right, payment rails or applications. You have to go build all that infrastructure on top of Ethereum, right? Ethereum is really not a settlement token. It's really like the gas token that feeds all of these applications that are built out over it. RippleNet is a full stack for a payment system, right? So when you're a bank, you're more interested in the payment side of things, right? The KYC, the AML. That is what I was referring to. Cool. No question. Just concerned, when do you sleep? That is a great question. Actually, you know what? I go to bed real early because I wake up at like 5 now. I don't love waking up at 5, but it just happens. My wife gets out of bed at 5 to go to the gym, and sometimes she doesn't get out of bed at 5, but her alarm goes off, and like I'm a very light sleeper, and her alarm wakes me up, right? And then my dog wakes up, and then I'm awake, and so I'm like, okay, I might as well just get out of bed and go get ready for the day, and just go see what's going on. And it's just one of those things. So I go to bed usually at like I'm in bed. I go lay down at about 7 o'clock at night. Sometimes I'm on my phone a bit. My wife and I usually watch like a TV show or a program. And then I have this weird ritual at nighttime. I usually get really hungry through the night. And so usually at about 8 o'clock at night, every night, I go and I eat a bagel and cream cheese. I love a good bagel and cream cheese. Most people don't know that about me. And if you are a bagel lover, you know what I'm talking about. But that kind of gets me through to the next day, so I don't wake up. Like sometimes I'll wake up at like 2 a.m. and I'll just go hit the snacks. And then after I eat the snacks, I'm like, oh God, I got to brush my teeth. And it's just a mess. But I appreciate you. And thank you for the donation. Luna is jumping around. Yeah, Luna's like, I'm ready to eat. I was like, you woke me up. Now feed me. Luna wants me to feed her too, because I often throw like some extra like beef jerky in her breakfast, just some like additional love. And so she's like, Luna is very good about she'll track you down in the house and then she'll push you into the kitchen, right? She'll go and she'll stare at you and she'll wait for you to go to the kitchen. And then once you're in there, she knows she's going to get fed. So she's really good. Husker Nation, man, thank you so much for being a member of the channel, becoming a member. I appreciate you. I want to buy an estate and retire in Hawaii. JVV, that'd be great. If you ever get to that point, I know a few real estate agents here that could help you. People I play cards with, and love to introduce you if you get to that point. Yeah, I am on the old man sleep schedule. But you know what? Like, I'm exhausted. I am exhausted because, like, if you're going from 5 to 5 to 7, you're in it 12 to 14 hours a day. My brain is fried at that point in the night, and I cannot do anything else. Like, I cease to function at like 5 p.m. The Sensei Domino theory. No, man. We're just here to report on the news and the information. I'll leave all of the theories and the price targets to the Jay Clavers of the world, man. Yeah, we're posting 3 to 4 videos a day right now. I mean, like, I don't know, like the channel between the videos and the shorts, we're doing like 160, 170, sometimes 200,000 views a day. And so there are a lot of people getting educated right now. To be able to do 200,000 views a day in the crypto space is quite an achievement, and it's a lot of hard work, like I said, by our team, and I'm really proud about the work that we're putting out, and it's a lot of fun. It's just incredible to share this knowledge with people, and it's nice that people respond well to it. The comment section is just incredible, man. It's just really nice. Ariana, welcome back. Yeah, man, bagel. I'm a huge fan of bagel and cream cheese. Like, there's some weird things about me that people don't know, and I'm willing to share some of those things and let you into the personal life. What do I do for a living? This is it. I do nothing else. I don't have time for anything else. I don't play video games. I watch some like random football games and things like that. Like 49ers are my team. I do. That's it. I like to play Texas Hold'em. I go usually on Saturdays. I go play cards with some friends, and that's pretty much the only downtime I get. This is everything to me. AK Scarface with the donation. Appreciate you, man. Could the math be wrong? Each ETF has around 10 to 20 XRP attached to it. If they're buying OTC and dark pools, are they getting it cheaper as the price goes up? We will see in the ETFs. I mean, I guess anything's possible, but I mean, that's a big. I think he misspoke. I think he's talking about $800 million, right? I think that's what he meant to say. I don't know, man. I did email to ask him, because it is a big difference, right, between what really it is about 680 million or 620. What was the number? Here. So this is up to today's numbers, right? 628 million under management. The net inflow. So this is the net inflows, and this is how much they have under management. So I think they're buying it. I think that's the discount. You see the discount right here? And they have this much. I think that is the discount, right? Because they've gained what, 40 million here, just about. I think that's the difference. But I know a lot of you will show up to Jake's chat. Just ask him about it. Like, if you want to ask him about it to clarify, just and then somebody can tell me or send me a clip. I would love to better understand. Let's see here. Sensei, what would be a good bridge token to look into? SHX possibly? Husker, I don't know enough about SHX. I do know that a lot of people are very bullish on it. I just not the right person, man. I think, who do I know that talks about SHX a lot? Verson from Black Swan Capitalist. He talks about SHX. That guy would have all the answers probably for you. He's really intelligent. Yeah, Luna. So like Luna has Thaisa makes these like veggie patties. There's a little bit of rice, broccoli, carrots, some sweet potato, and you kind of, you melt it all together and it becomes this like, goop or whatever, and you flatten it out. And then we microwave that for her in the morning time. We throw a little bit of the crunchies on, and then I add a little bit of beef jerky love, just a little tad bit, right? Because if you don't, she won't eat her medication that's in her bowl, and we need her to eat her medication so she doesn't have her episodes. Yes, Hawaii time is 5 hours behind Eastern Standard Time. Yes. So when I'm waking up at about 5:30, it's about 10:30 Eastern Time, and so usually I'm on my computer by like 5:45, 6 a.m. And I'm recording content by 7:30, depending how complicated the content is. I can put content together pretty quick, and since I know kind of where everything is now, and I know what I want to add here, and this video would be good for here. It's I got a pretty good memory when it comes to that kind of stuff, and I can slap it together, and make it make sense, and what would be good to connect this, right? And maybe I should add a little bit of that, right? And really kind of help people so they kind of get a full picture of it. Go with your wife to the gym. That's a great idea. So some days I go to the gym, right? I go to the gym in the afternoons sometimes at like 2:33, but I am not a gym rat of any kind. What does YouTube pay? YouTube pays pretty well. YouTube pays pretty well. Didn't used to, but now with how many views that we're doing, it's pretty good. 49ers. I hear you. I grew up in the Bay Area. What do you want from me? Right. I went to Candlestick and your Steve Youngs and the Jerry Rices of the world. I mean, I like watching all kinds of different teams though. Right. Like, I don't know. I mean, Packers are pretty cool. I mean, Eagles were playing good. Cowboys are kind of hit and miss. I don't know, man. There's a lot of really good teams out there. New England's playing really good. Who else is playing good ball? I don't know. Carolina Panthers are hit and miss. I'm glad they were miss over the weekend, or just what was it, yesterday? Ooh, plain bagel with butter is pretty good. So I like my favorite is poppy seed. Love a poppy seed bagel. I can't really find a place around me that has them, and so Whole Foods makes a pretty good like everything bagel, and so I warm that up in the toaster, and it's heaven. How are you earning on your XRP? Advice? Can't give advice, right? That's financial advice. Can't really do that. I can tell you that I've started researching some things that Uphold's doing. Uphold reached out to me and they wanted to work with me on some content and stuff. And they are really good and reputable name, and they have all kinds of things that you can earn. XRP, they have a card where you can spend and get XRP back. They have a thing where you can do direct deposits and earn additional rewards and stuff like that. They have all kinds of stuff. I'm actually researching that right now, and I'm putting a video together. It should be together in a few days, and you'll see that on my channel, and I'm going to go through exactly what your question is here. I'm really, really excited to get into that. Let's see here. Tony says, from your opinion, Jake is too optimistic or only throwing hopium? If it's all the catalysts he's expecting to happen, do you still think his predictions are nonsense? If so, what could we expect? Listen, I think, the carry trade looks like it is unwinding. The hard part here is, are they going to XRP? Right? Like, is XRP going to really feel the need? Is Tether going to collapse? Are people going to run away from Bitcoin and go to XRP? Like, these are all things that could happen. Absolutely. Not saying that it's not going to, right? I don't know. It's really hard. Like when a friend or a family member calls me and they watch a clip and they say, oh, XRP is going to $750 by the end of the year, I kind of have to like walk them off that ledge, right? Because yes, I guess the whole world could collapse and then we would need XRP to facilitate all of these things. That 100% could happen, and it might happen, right? But in the timelines and all of these things, I don't know, man. I don't think he even knows. I think he says what he believes and he believes it, and I hope he's right. I hope he's right. I really do, because we're all going to be better off. Is it going to play out like he thinks in every single way? I mean, I don't know. It's really hard with Tether, right? Because they've never been able to prove their reserves. They've never had an audit from a big four. They've been around since 2014. You're telling me you've been a company for 2014 and you've never had a company come in and say, hey, everything's good here. We can verify where everything is. That's a little worrying to me. And so I think what Jake, and don't get me wrong, like you would need to ask Jake on this, but like, I think if the treasury market, starts to collapse and Tether is built, right, is backed on all of these US treasuries, I think that's what he's maybe talking about with Tether collapsing, right? And maybe people will need a safe haven. And if they do start moving off of, their stable coins out of Tether into something else, that'll probably be Ethereum and XRP and maybe XLM and Chainlink and some of this other stuff. I hope he's right, man. Like, don't get me wrong, Tony. I'm not rooting against him in any way, shape, or form. I just want people to take a deep breath and just know that it might not go the way that he's explained. Like, I have seen so many people make predictions in the crypto market, and 99.9% of those people usually are wrong, right? And so I am just playing, the law of averages here, right? But I'm rooting for him. I really am. I see you, Jonathan. Well, so like, we all understand this, right? Like, Jake's there to fund his businesses. Jake says these things, those things get views. We end up talking about it, and then he gets investment. It's kind of brilliant, right? It's kind of brilliant. Every video he makes, he pushes people into his products. That's what he's there to do. You can hate on him for it. I think it's, I don't know, man. It is kind of brilliant. I just hope it all works out. It's a lot of money. And it really is going to depend on if all of these things play out, right? If the market starts to head back down, his funds is gonna hurt again, and that could hurt all of those people that have money invested. So I'm not rooting against that. I want them to be successful, but you either love the guy or you don't, right? There's really no medium, and I'm trying to be in the middle. Like I said, I want him to be successful, because if he's successful in these predictions, we're all going to be successful, right? So, Merry Christmas. What are your thoughts on those suggesting XRP will fall below $1? I mean, if XRP falls below $1, I might be the happiest person in the world. To buy XRP under $1 again, I don't know what I would. I might I don't know what I would do to get XRP under $1. And I think a lot of people would feel the same way. Let's put this into perspective. There's only, for XRP to fall to $1, you would need retail holders to start selling, because it's not going to be institutions. Institutions know where this market is going, right? They understand that over the next 5 years, all of this value will probably be on blockchain, or at least settled via blockchain. They're not your average retail trader where they get spooked out of the market. They're going to hold those assets, right? So it's really the retail traders that would be selling to get us to a price like this. But on the other side of that, there are people like me, and there's a lot of people like me that would kill for $1.25, $1.50, $1.10, 99-cent XRP, right? I would be out on the street selling lemonade for $1 a piece, man. That's one XRP. That's 2 XRP. I don't know. Could it happen? The world could go to shit and we could see things collapse. Absolutely. But I don't know if it's going to happen, man. Like I would think XRP has a better chance to go to 10, 20, $50 than it does to go below $1. But life is crazy and anything is possible. Thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate you. Sensei, any BlackRock ETF news? No. Let's just double check though. Let's just take a second here. Let's do a fresh. We'll search at 2 places. Any fresh BlackRock spot XRP ETF news? And then as that's loading, we will go to Twitter and we will go to spot BlackRock spot XRP ETF. All right, so let's do the perplexity search first. Short answer is there's no official BlackRock spot ETF, so no. And then if we're just looking through here, no new posts, so no new information yet. But trust me, if and when it does happen, I will get that information to you at breakneck speed. I would go live. I would go live and it would be painted all over the channel and I'd be doing some weird like chicken dance behind me or something like that. I don't know. It would get strange for a while. Chicago Bears have been playing really good too. Yeah, man. They're exciting to watch. They're exciting to watch, man. Maybe I missed the first part. With your videos, it's like a puzzle. I hope it's a good puzzle, you know, like when you want to open a box and you're doing a puzzle and it's just like a terrible puzzle and you're like, why did I even do this? I hope it's one of those like 3D or I don't know, 3D puzzles that turn into something cool. Let's see here. So do you have a big date to look up for XRP? What could possibly be a big upside? There's really no hard dates, Matthew. Like you can, like I knew on Sunday that Monday was going to be a big day for XRP. I made that video because you saw the futures markets going crazy for XRP across a bunch of different exchanges. And you knew the ETFs were coming for Franklin Templeton and Grayscale. So I knew that buying XRP under $2 is probably a good decision. And I was able to buy, several $1,000s worth of XRP under $2. And, I was trying to communicate that to my audience. Yeah. Good for you, Rob. Ripple owes honest folks like you so much love. And, Ripple is doing all the hard work, man. They are doing all of the hard work, right? We are just along for the ride to experience all of their hard work, right? The question here becomes, would you invest in XRP without Ripple? And I think that is if you really understand everything that Ripple has done for the last 13 years, most people that understood all this would probably say they wouldn't, right? I know I probably wouldn't spend this much time on something like XRP if not for Ripple, right? Because let's be honest, during the lawsuit, there wasn't exciting development. People weren't, coming here to build and to do all of these things, right? A lot of people counted the XRP ledger out, right? And Ripple had to take the fight to the US government, right? They're the ones doing all the hard work. And we will benefit from all of that hard work. And, if I ever got to meet Brad or Monica Long or any of these people, I would shake their hands and just say, thank you. Thank you for all of these things that you've done. Because I know regardless of how all this plays out, that my family is going to be better off. I'm going to be better off. All of these things, all of these people around me that have bought into understanding and the researching of tokenization and this new financial system, they're going to be better off. And, it's just, I'd probably kind of get emotional, right? Because, I've got so much love and passion into this thing that, it's just, it does something to me inside when I talk about it, it just moves me. It moves me. Let's see here. Sensei, I remember I told you about Bitcoin sacrificing for XRP Moon. Man, there's been a lot of really incredible people. I do remember that. And you're on it. You thank you. Husky Tom. What's up, Husky Tom? Sorry you talk football for Luna's Chicago Bears jersey. Ariana, thank you. Thank you, Husky Tom. Hey, Husky Tom, if you really want to send Luna a little small Chicago Bears jersey, I will. I'll give you an address to send it to. We'll put it on Luna, and I'll take a picture and send it to you. If that's what you want to do, we will do that. Thank you for the donation. I really appreciate you. I hope your dog is doing well as well. Want to see a football pick on Sunday? It's cheap on Amazon. All right, so now you're telling me I need to go do this. Okay, hold on. So let me just take a photo. I'm gonna need my wife to help me out here with this. So I'll look into that. It's $20 to buy. Here, Amazon. Let me just see here. Amazon. Can I not spell Amazon? All right, hold on. Let's just take a look here. All right, hold on. Chicago Bears jersey, small dog. This is what you want, huh? This will make you happy? All right. Do we have a favorite player, or is it do they not do players? I just see it's all Bears. All right. I will I will do that for you. I will do that for you, Tom. I will do that. Skeptic, it's really easy to get up here and say XRP is going to $1,000 by the end of the year. We're close to the end of the year, so we're gonna see, man. I guess I am skeptical. Cautious. I don't know what word you want to use, but like I said, I'm not rooting against it. And Scott's here. Like Scott is Jake's favorite cheerleader. I don't know what do you call yourself, Scott? I don't know what you call yourself, but you've drank the Kool-Aid. You are on it, man. I appreciate I don't know. I need more people like you to back me up, man. What is this now? Harry, perplexity. Considering all of July 2025 Washington, D.C. Crypto Week legislation, which is signed by President Trump's presidential seal, examine timeline for implementation for crypto laws. All right, I can search that, but like, what are we trying to achieve with this? Big Kahuna, great to see you. When asking Gemini, what is the top utility bridge token for cross-border payment? This is the answer it gave. The top utility bridge token specifically designed for financial institutions. What is the token though? Oh my God, now I need to know. I think I am positive enough, right? Like there's a thing about like trust but verify. Like I think that's a term that I have come to live by. People will tell you what you want to hear. Everywhere. Politicians do it. People in the crypto market do it. Anywhere in your life. Salesmen do it. Like everybody tells you what you want to hear. It's on you to verify what that person is saying. Right? And that's what we do on this channel. And it's not just him. We're skeptical of everybody until we can verify what they're saying, right? And I think that's how you should be in the crypto market. Don't assume that this person that's reaching out to you to help you make money in crypto is actually trying to do you a favor, right? That person's probably there trying to scam you, right? So, you just have to understand that there's going to be a whole different bunch of people. And each one of these people are going to take a different approach in life, right? And some people are going to tell you exactly what you want to hear because you need to believe that one day that that's going to happen for you, right? This is how a lot of things in life are built off of, like revolutions and all of these different things. So just always verify. You know, it takes you with today's technology, it literally takes you 30 seconds to verify what somebody's telling you. Like, it's really funny because like I'll be at a thing where I'm meeting new people, and you know, we'll be having a discussion and somebody will bring up something that I, you know, just sounds a little, you know, like, whoa, like what was that? Like, what did you just say? And so like in real time, I can take what that person is saying and just verify it. You know, it takes literally 5-10 seconds. Oh, actually, that's not quite right. You know, where did you hear that again? Like, you know, just take a second. It's really important to do that. 5K is enough to be like, if XRP went to 5K, I don't know what that would be so much money. I don't know what I would do with all that money. I would be speechless. I don't know. Like, I think I'd have you know, then it comes like what's important in your life, because then you can own anything, right? You can own anything, or you could decide to help everybody, or help, you know, do whatever. Like, that is the cool part. You're putting in the hard work to learn, to grow, and the goal here is to be rewarded at the end of this, right? Whatever the end of this looks like for you, that is your reward for all of the hard work that you're putting in right now. You hear it time and time again, you're not going to get a second chance at this. And, you know, I for a lot of my life, when people are like, you're never going to get a second chance of this. Okay. Like, I got a second chance of this tomorrow, right? I'll get a second chance of this next month. This is one of those situations where I think it's the first time I'm believing, like, I am not going to get a second chance of this. There is no coming back. There is no time machine. There is no, I'll replay this later. It is, how much information can I learn? How quickly can I learn it? And how quickly can I take that information and put it to use to benefit my life? That is all I care about at this point, right? And we're all looking for that end, right? What is that end for you? At what point will you be happy? Well, at what point will it be enough? And once you get there, what are you going to do with it? Because right now you probably go off to work or whatever it is you do for your, you know, during your day to support your family and, you know, support you, support your pets. I mean, whatever it is that, you know, that you're doing. What happens when you have enough money that you don't have to go to that 9 to 5, right? Most people, this is where, you know, they run into trouble, you know, and people come and they take advantage because, you know, maybe you don't have a lot of people in your life, and maybe all this money will attract the wrong people, right? And so just try to surround yourself with the people that don't need or want anything from you, right? The people that'll spend the time just to be with you because you are who you are. Like, that is the most important thing, right? And, you know, just remember, like, if you have all of this money, you can only buy so many cars and houses and plan for your kids and all of this stuff. You know, think about how you can help other people, right? Because there's going to be a lot of pain. There is a lot of pain in this world. And, you know, the more you have, the more that you can do if you put your time and mind to it. Sensei, you're the man. Best price guess for XRP in March? What are we doing in March? I don't know. That's such a weird month. I couldn't tell you, man. I don't know. And this is the whole thing, right? Like, this we would just be throwing out random numbers that have no value. That's the great part about this whole thing. I spend 12, 14 hours a day on researching the crypto market, and I can't tell you. But I can tell you where I think it'll be in 5 years or 10 years. part of all of these things happening is like, I was listening to one of these things that Jake said about the carry trade unwinding, and we're going to the Japan CBDC, and then England will have their CBDC. I mean, are all of these things ready to go? Have they been able to keep those things under wrap for so long? The ECB put out their timeline for central bank digital currency, and it's 2029. If the ECB is saying 2029, that's probably when a lot of these other countries will plan to do the same. So, like, is that stuff ready to go next month in December? Like, as this stuff unfolds, I don't know. I guess we'll find out, man. Let's see here. Envima says, I'm an ex-NASDAQ trader that went XRP. Aside from you and Jake, you're the last person that we watched. Positively is everything when you're building for the future. Appreciate the support. Jake has a gift, and Jake is so well connected. I believe some of the stuff that he says. I just want to verify the stuff that he says, right? And it's hard to do that sometimes. And that's what makes me skeptical, right? Because I don't have those connections. But listen, watch Jake, watch my channel, watch Verson, watch Zach Rector and the Oscar Ramos. Like, all of these people have value in themselves, and all of these people are kind of taking their own view of the market and what they see, right? It's good to take in all of these different opinions and kind of see where your opinion makes sense, right? And I'm just glad to be on this journey with you. That's the main part, right? You have all of these just truly incredible people from all different walks of life, right? You're like an ex-NASDAQ trader. We have people from all over the world who are doing all kinds of different jobs, but we all have this one passion and this love for something, right? Which is XRP and the crypto market. And that's so exciting. That's so powerful, and no matter what anybody else does, where they're from or how old they are, it doesn't matter. Like, when you meet somebody in real life and they hold XRP, you're like, oh my God, I found my people, right? Like, this person understands almost everything that I do. I get really excited. I haven't met too many people in real life that, like, just randomly, hey, what do you do? Oh, I make YouTube content. Oh, okay. What about crypto? Oh, what crypto asset? Oh, XRP. Nowadays though, like, my channel has gotten to a point where most people, if you're in XRP, you've probably seen one of my videos, right? And so now they're at the point where if somebody's an XRP, they recognize you, right? And before you can even get to that, they're like, oh, are you Crypto Sensei? Yes. Yeah, I am. I guess you've seen the channel. Okay, cool. But hey, pleasure to be on the journey with you. Thank you for sharing. Hey, Sensei, have you seen the Wellgistics Health website yet? It has XRP on it. Pretty cool. Now let's go check that out, man. Wellgistics. Let's turn it up. Let's go. Your partner in pharmacy solutions. All right, where do I need to go to find this? Marketing, accounting, security, compliance, legal. Man, they're gonna make me freaking dig for it. Where do we find it? Hold on. Can you scan the Wellgistics website? Oh, let me try to spell this right. Hold on. Wellgistics. Oh, here. Wellgistics.com. And find me where. Let me see. Because this would be really easy if I could just do this. Oh, it's going to be on some kind of special page. Listen, BS, if somebody can just keep track of his, like, if he can kind of tell me where it is to find it, I'd love to pull it up on the screen and go through it with everybody. Roderick Robinson, what's up, dude? Great to see you. How's it going? So basically, we're waiting for the reverse carry trade, Clarity Act, institutions wiping out the rest of loose tokens and derivatives coming into play. Boom, shakalaka. Well, derivatives are already in play, right? You already have the futures market. That's why you have the spot market, right? Now, the spot market will feed the futures market. As the spot market gets bigger, the futures market gets bigger. Okay. It would be incredible to see the entire derivatives market on blockchain. Like how quickly that'll happen, I don't know. But you got to remember, just because the carry trade unwinds doesn't like one thing doesn't have anything to do with the other, right? If the carry trade unwinds, it doesn't mean for a fact that XRP is going to be this. Now, XRP is positioned to be this, but we have no control over the timeline of how this whole thing plays out, right? So like that is just one of those things to maybe keep an eye on. Now, the Clarity Act, that is important, right? Because that'll tell companies what they can and can't do, right? And that's what they need because that's what they've been missing for years. And that is why we're at this special inflection point for the crypto market, right? Because, people say, well, you're going to get a chance and this and that. Well, we haven't had this point where we have regulation. We've had these institutional ETFs and all of this, this demand. The hard part here is once you get the Clarity Act signed into law, it takes a while to get the rulemaking done. That's when the CFTC and the SEC come together and they actually write out all of the rules that institutions will play by in the future. Now, I can't tell you how long this will take, but I can give you two examples of how this could take a while. When they signed into law MiCA in Europe, it took them, it was April 2024. It didn't go into effect until the end of 2025 because it took time to do all that rulemaking. It took a year and 7 months, year and 8 months. The Dodd-Frank Act, when it was passed, it was really big. So it depends how big this bill is. That's how complicated the rulemaking part will be. Dodd-Frank took over 3 years for all of that rulemaking to be established, right? But as soon as you actually get the bill signed into law, companies can have their attorneys go through the law and use that to say we can and we can't do this, right? And as the SEC and CFTC sets all of these rules out, they're going to be able to kind of mix and match and do what they need to do. But the legislation is the most important part. Oh man, One Mind 369. Thank you for the donation. Jake is saying that some is contingent on the perfect storm. I get it. But I've also played a bunch of clips where we said that it's really going to happen, right? Like I've watched so much content by now. Like, I think now he's walking back some of the things that he said because we're getting really close and we're not close, right? So of course he's now going to change course. Let's get through the next month and a half. Okay. I don't know, man. I played a lot of Jay Claver clips and I've seen him say time and time again that, if these things happen, but they're gonna happen, right? How many times have you heard him say, but it's going to happen? So, we'll see. Let's take it one day at a time. I'm going to bring you the news. I'm going to bring you the facts as I know them. That's all I can do. How you take that information and how you put it to good use, that is going to be on each individual person that watches this channel, right? But I will put everything that I have into giving you all of the facts as I know them in real time. As those things change, I will give you those changes in real time. And I promise you that I will work as hard as I can for as long as I can until we get to a point where it's, we're at that point, right? Because like once XRP reaches $500 or $1,000, whatever the price is going to be, right? You might not need daily information or updates on XRP. And that's where it's like, okay, well, maybe I maybe I don't have to make 3 or 4 videos on all of this news that's happening, right? And maybe I can travel the world and meet XRP holders and we could go to dinners and that kind of stuff. Like that's what I'm looking forward to, right? Building those relationships of the people that went through this with me and just seeing what they've done with their lives. I think that'll be a cool thing in itself, and I could make content around that. Like I need something to do, right? Like I can't just go sit on the couch and watch Netflix all day. That's just not something that I'm going to feel comfortable with. Like I need to be doing something. I need to be maybe I'll find something else to help educate people on. Like I don't know, I don't know. I'm looking forward to getting there though. I'm looking forward to getting there. All right, let me just go. Oh, there's a lot of comments. I'm way behind on comments. Chris with the $2.99 super sticker, man. Thank you, Chris, so much. Yeah, we have 2,000 people watching. We have 1,700 people on X, and we have 379 here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. If you guys want to share it, since you're on X, 1,700 is a pretty decent number. If you want to share the space out, that'd be really cool. We're probably going to keep answering questions here for at least another half an hour, and I can usually go 2 hours straight, and then like I start to veer off into the ditch, So I will keep trying as much as I can here. Trust but verify is everywhere, but the question is, why did everyone's name get changed up in the chat? Did I miss something? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I did see some people's names got changed. I have no control over that. As long as my name didn't get changed, we're good. Like I'm not Crypto Sensei anymore. Maybe I'm Seal Master or something. I don't know. Guy with seal. I don't know. I need a new name. Man, you guys love to defend him. It's kind of tiring. All good, man. All good. All good. Does DNA chain XRPL for validation KYC concern you? So like the DNA. So there's I see posts about a DNA project that I don't think is real. I think like the DNA thing, and then like I think there's a scam project that some XRP X people promote that's not legit. And maybe I don't know for sure because I haven't spent the time to look into that, but it looks a little fishy. Now, I do know that there are some things happening with DNA on chain and XRP for validation. I don't know much about that. I've just seen some snippets here and there. It's not really fresh in my mind. Let me look into that, John. Let me look into that because here, I can show you what I'm talking about here. Hold on. Like here, like this is all right. So like DNA protocol. I don't know if this is real or not. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I like Chad retweeted it. So I know Chad is a pretty solid dude. I don't think he could be retweeting it for no reason, but I have seen some very strange accounts retweeting this. Like this person, XDNA, you see this? Like I think this is different from this. Yeah, you see how this is different? So this might be the real project, but this I don't think is the real project, right? Where'd it go? Yeah, see, like this. I have seen this now live for more times than I can count. This, I believe, is a scam. This has been a pre-sale for what, half a year, 8 months. This is 100% a scam. All right, like this is what you need to be careful of. So that's what I'm saying, that there's a lot of people that promote what looks to be a scam. So that's what I'm saying. Just be careful. I try to avoid. Yeah, this account's posted too. This account posts the same thing. So we just need to separate these two things, because I know there's going to be people that are going to run to try to, like maybe they're going to find value here and they're going to try to invest, but like just be very careful, because there are very clever scams out there that do take advantage of some of like the buzzwords. But I'll look into that and spend some more time researching it. I can't speak with a lot of knowledge on the topic, so I'm not going to try to, if I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to try to explain it. Logistics plan to use XRP payment to build an XRP treasury. Yeah, there's a lot of companies actually doing that. David, I'm glad you brought that up. Let me just pull this up really quickly. I got you. XRP treasury. Sometimes it takes me a second to remember what I need to search for it to come up, but I got you. Let me just scroll down until I find what I'm looking for. There it is. There you go. See, look, we just know where to find stuff. That's the most powerful thing, is knowing where to look. All right, so here are the companies that have said that they're going to be investing in XRP. Now, there's a few things here, okay? Some of these companies are actually doing it. Some of these companies have announced it, and I haven't seen money actually going into them yet. So you just got to remember that some of these companies are going to say and do things because it drums up marketing, it drums up news, it drums up stockholders wanting to buy that stock because there's a plan to invest into XRP. And some of these are like real life, like Gumi has invested money, right? We know Logistics has invested money, Reliance, these companies have invested, Weebis, right? Tridentity, I have not seen them actually, I haven't seen anything verify that they've actually done the investing. So like there's some things that here that I worry about. I think that Vivo Power also has done some of it, but there's going to be more and more companies that do this over time. And that's what gets exciting, right? When you add the ETFs, when you add the limited supply that's available, when you add the treasury companies, right? When you add another 10, 50, 100 million people getting into the crypto market, there's obviously going to be a massive supply shock for XRP. And I think that's why Jake has that smile on his face. Regardless of what happens, he knows that there's a massive supply crunch. And that is about to play out in real time in front of us. And that is really exciting. All right. Shaklam Fahid. Thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate you. I hope you got your name. I hope I got your name right. Sometimes I butcher names and it's not intentional. Thank you so much. New to the channel. Thank you so much for your due diligence into XRP. I've learned so much already. That is what I want to hear. Thank you for being here. It's an honor to be on this journey with you. I love it. Just keep learning. If you have any questions, please, come into these chats. I do them twice a week. And if I can help you in any way, shape, or form, I am here for that. All right. The Clarity Act isn't not yet passed in the Senate. So it doesn't have a date to take effect yet, hasn't been signed into law. It needs to go pass through the Senate. Trump needs to sign it, and then we'll have a date. All right? I'll keep you updated. Yeah. So I feel like, people are going to say, oh, only if these things happen, this and that. Like, I've watched hundreds of clips now, right? You're not going to be able to change my mind here. Keep up with the videos. Your videos are the best, information wise, not extravagant. A reminder to HODL XRP to the moon. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thanks for the amazing videos. It helps me get through a difficult time. I started investing around 290 XRP, patiently holding. Listen, I can tell you that I have bought so many assets that are higher, and then they go lower, and you're like, what the heck did I just do? Right? Some assets will never come back. Some assets will come back. I generally think XRP is one of those assets that will come back. I too bought XRP over $3, right? But I know that it's just one of those things where I probably could have waited a month and got a better price, but I didn't care. I knew that I just wanted to keep adding. And I know that I believe that this asset's going to have tremendous power in the future here with this new financial system. So, actually I have a clip. That speaks exactly to this. Let me play it for you. This is perfect timing for this. Okay. This is a lesson for everybody here, especially if you're new to crypto. This is Anthony Scaramucci. Probably paused that at the wrong time with his face. Very big crypto investor, very big person, lots to promote it, This is the Wolf of Wall Street. This guy is always, talking smack about XRP. He always claims to not know anything about it. We go through this. This is Scott Melker. But let me play this for you. It's really important. 25 seconds.
My first Bitcoin, I bought at 126. My message to those people is, okay, if you have some dough, average down here. This is a good opportunity. But what happens is people buy, and then if it doesn't go in their direction, they get skittish or they get nervous.
Peter Brandt once said to me in an interview, he said, I tell my son, buy a good company and hope it goes down 50% so you can buy some more.
You use the price as your friend. The manic depression of the market is an opportunity for you.
Listen. We've all bought something at a higher price, and it is probably, it happens. It happens to the best of us. My position is I'm going to dollar cost average that down and just move on. Like we can't always be perfect. We can't always time the market right or wrong. Don't be hard on yourself. It happens to the best of us. Like it happens to the best of us. You're doing a good thing. Let's keep going. Let's roll. I love it. Have I ever been at Elks Honolulu on the beach? I don't think so. Love to invite you and the wife for lunch or dinner. Yeah. I mean, are you on the same island I'm on? Send me an email. My email is in the description of this video. Send me an email. I'd love to go to dinner and talk about XRP, or just not talk about XRP. Talk about anything, right? Sometimes it goes towards XRP, and that's fine. That's so fine. Gifted, Husky Tom with 10 memberships gifted. Thank you, Husky Tom. I really appreciate that. That is a huge donation to the channel, and I hope people got a chance to pick up one of those free subscriptions. Thank you, man. I really appreciate you. I've always been like really a big supporter of the channel, and this channel is built on incredible people like yourself. So thank you. All right, hold on. Let me do this. Give me 1 second. My AC is so cold. I am freezing. Let me go turn this down. Give me 20 seconds. I'm going to play a clip for you to keep you up to date here. So hold on. I got a bunch of stuff here that I want to play. I always forget that I build a chat and then I forget that it's here. So let me play this for you. I'll be right back. You know what? No, I don't want to play that. Let me play this. All right. Coinbase head of institutional strategy, John D'Astiano, on the consensus of the crypto market and why Bitcoin prices are low. Let me just play this and I will be right back in a second.
You're literally in the trenches with crypto and Bitcoin. Help us understand what exactly is driving the sell-off right now. What is happening?
So as always, I'll hedge by saying two things quickly. One is, as an exchange, we don't make price predictions. We are a price discovery mechanism. Two is, I'm not an asset manager. And to some degree, you should not trust when people who don't have skin in the game tell you. Now, what I can tell you is that I have great insight into what the best asset managers think. So I'm about to tell you is the consensus view from some of the folks who are not just in the trenches like me, but they're in the trenches putting capital at risk. It seems like it's driven by a couple of things. One is just exhaustion. We had a massive run up going into October 10th. Bitcoin hitting all-time highs. Just mathematically, things can't compound at 100% every 6 months ad infinitum. They'll be larger than the.
Sorry, y'all. It's not normal.
It just doesn't work that way. And any asset class, linear interpolation, which is the taking of 2 data points and extending out a line to infinity, is the killer of every trading firm, or every, I should say, not trading firm. They're smart enough not to do that. But every sort of retail investor that gets hurt generally gets hurt by believing that trend line is going to continue infinitely. It would be larger than the U.S. economy in less than 10 years, right? So some of it's just like things have to settle every now and then. Technically, what seems to be going on to some degree is OGs, these large whales. These are people who bought Bitcoin at like 10 cents or $10 or $100, 10 years ago, viewed that 100K and all-time high as a time to start diversifying and selling their. So you're seeing a shift from very, very high net worth retail old holders to institutional. And institutional includes, though, the ETF platforms. So that's one element. A bit of exhaustion, second element. A bit of I wouldn't say letdown, but we had all this incredibly positive news coming out around regulatory clarity. We had the government shutdown, which if you believe that Bitcoin and other cryptos are a hedge against excessive money printing.
Okay. I'm back. Let's we got some more questions here that we got to get to here. PB says, Just seen Millionaire Formula. Take your intro from one of your videos. Might want to check out their most recent video. Just seen Millionaire Form. Oh yeah. Millionaire Formula loves to steal the content. Take the intro from one of my videos. Yeah, I'll let my team know. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the donation. You know, that channel steals a lot of things from people. I part of me is like, man, why did they do that? But part of me is like, maybe I'm doing something right if they're stealing my content, you know? I don't know. I don't know what to think about that, but I appreciate you telling me. What is the best and safest way you know to earn yield for XRP? So this is a great question. And I think this question deserves a lot of due diligence and time. And I think one of the safest ways that is going to be is going to be through Flare. You know, I think Flare and some of their partners, like the whole crypto market is risk. Everything is risk. And when you move your XRP from the safety of your cold wallet or wherever you have your crypto to one of these other platforms, all of these alarm bells should go off in your head, right? What is the security like? Are these people trustworthy? What happens if there's a security? Like all of these questions you should really answer before you take this leap to try to earn yield, right? And so there's going to be a lot of really trusted companies and brands that are going to offer legitimate ways to earn yield in the future. You just don't want to kind of get swept up in the highest numbers and like the stuff that's going to be most reasonable is probably going to be somewhere between like 3 and 10%. Like that's going to be the most reasonable stuff. The stuff that says, you know, 50, 100%, that's the stuff you really should stay away from. Right. And I can't point to exactly this, and this. I am not doing anything with my XRP at this time. I am just trying to accumulate more and more. There will be a time that I will start putting that XRP to use, and I'll spend a lot of time with the due diligence on that. And when I have more information, I will share that with you. But I think anything that Flare is going to be doing, that's going to be one of the safest ways, in my personal opinion. But I definitely not any type of like financial advisor or anything like that. So just please understand that. But you know, just be careful, right? Because there's going to be a lot of promises and very little delivery in the crypto space. That's what it's always been built on. And you know, there's a lot of shady people. Like that's just the industry, you know. And when you're waiting for these laws and regulations to be put in place, you get all of this stuff until those laws are put in place, and then it'll be a little bit more secure. Thank you for the donation. Love the content. I'm pretty sure the Shane Ellis theory is playing out. I just did a video on that, Mike. You're like a mind reader, Mike. I did an update video on the Shane Ellis theory literally an hour before I did the stream. So 2 hours and 40 minutes ago. It'll be out tomorrow morning. And I give you everything in that video, Mike. I'll give you everything in that video. I cover it all. I cover it all. I appreciate that, Husky. Thank you, man. Thank you. Let's see. Seriously, about 25 years ago, I invested $5,000 in a grocery delivery company, and then it went under. I was just ahead of the curve, man. I thought you were going to say you invested $5,000 in a grocery delivery company. It became like Uber or something, and I was like, oh my god, that's tough, right? You were on it. It was the wrong company. You know, you first saw something, and that's maybe why you're here, right? Sounds like you have a really good head on your shoulders, and you're making a lot of good decisions. It just that one decision didn't work out, but you know, some of these other ones will. I'll see you later, Leonard. Thank you so much for being here. How do I get a free membership? Apex, somebody has to donate one. Sorry. Yeah, so like memberships, just so you guys know, some of the content I do gets released. Like I think it was like one video a day we release early to members. And then we, you know, post some news and some information and some additional stuff. And so, you know, people that want to support the channel will get access to that stuff. And then like, there's a lot of the stuff just comes out, but you just get it earlier than people. Brittany Rose, what's up, Brittany? Sensei, I watch every one of your videos. I think you're the best and easiest to listen to. Don't change a thing about your style. Brittany, thank you. I really appreciate your support. Means the world to me. Happy holidays. I hope you have an incredible time. Appreciate you. Uh-oh. The boss is awake. I'm getting stared at. Oh, she's going back into the bed. I'm good. Third time is a charm. Oh, it's okay. You'll get there, man. Everyone is XRP pre-rich. I like the sound of that. Like here's the question though. Here's the question. Would you rather have XRP go to these crazy prices next month, right? Let's just use $1,000 because that's, a price where most people are like, hey, I've made it, right? Would you rather have XRP go to $1,000 next month, or would you rather have a whole nother year to buy XRP around $2 or $1.50? I think this is probably going to be split on the people that own enough XRP where like $1,000 is, you'll have hundreds of millions or billions of dollars. And then the people that maybe are just now getting into it. But I like to see, right? I like to better understand that. Is 10K lots of XRP? 10K is a great bag. I think 10K puts you in. Let's look that up together. Hold on. XRP rich list. Oh, this one's from 2023. That's not helpful. January 5th, September 11th. This one's fairly newer. So 10,000 XRP puts you in the top like 4% range. Right there, XRP balance 10,000. 50,000 is about top 1%. And then of course, if you have, here's your Jay Clavers of the world with 0.01%. And then here is, most people have like 350,000 or less. The average person will probably have between 2,000 and 25,000 XRP, I'd say. But 10,000, if XRP were to go, and we're just speculating here, if XRP were to go to $1,000, you'd have 10 million. If XRP goes to 10,000, you got $100 million. 100 million. That's a lot of everything. If you can't live on $100 million, you spend way too much money, right? Like you have a problem. But yeah, I really think some of these assets, you'll see prices like that, right? It depends like how much time, right? If this asset's going to be used on a massive scale in whatever category that you want, tokenization, stable coins, liquidity, whatever it is $1,000 or $10,000 out of the question? I don't think so. I really don't. I don't think so at all. Hi from Germany. Great to see you. Antonio, what's up? Been 50, if it's been 50 cents forever, it's time to get paid. I love that. Oh, that's good. Money printer go burr. Lola, what's up, Lola? Lalo? You remind me of Lalo. Is it Lalo G? 10K top 4%. Yeah. Top 4%. That's pretty good. You got to understand that there's only a few million of us around the world. There's only a few million of us, right? We're not growing on trees here. What is that a percentage of? Let me see. Let's say 3 million people own XRP out of the entire population in the world. What percentage? What percentage of people own XRP? Let's take a look. There you go. 0.00375%. 4 out of every 10,000 people on Earth hold XRP. So just to put this into perspective, if you go to a sporting event and there's 50,000 people in that sporting event, what is that? 20 people in the arena own XRP. The rest of those people, they have no clue. That's how far and few between that we are. Right? It means that you think differently than most people. Right? It means that most people haven't heard of this, or most people that have heard about this have been too skeptical to even research it, right? To even look into it, because anybody that spends enough time to look at something, especially XRP or the crypto market, they can kind of see, right? And you don't need to take a crypto sensei or a Jake Claver's word for it. You listen to the people that are building the infrastructure. You listen to the Brad Garlinghouses, the Larry Finks, the Sandy Calls of the world. Like, those are the people that have been building this out for years, and those are the people that know what's about to happen. And to look at that and say those people are wrong, right? Are they wrong, or maybe you're wrong, right? Like, most people have this complex that, you know, they're always right. You know, there's just too much information at this point to deny what's about to happen. You know, we don't know the timeline that it's going to play out, but we know that it's going to play out. We've seen too much, and I'm ready for it. Love says, I got 25. I'm good. Love to hear that. So Mista says, I'd like to see 1,000 soon. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, and then here you go. Backdoor says, I need some more. See, yeah, people are split, right? Depend when you got in, right? Depends when you got in. CSG says, thanks for everything you do. I'm a big fan. Let's make this deal. If Jake prediction comes true on hitting before the end of the year, 2 digits, how about you start calling him Jake the Legend? So wait, hold on a second. So if XRP goes to $10, I got to call him Jake the Legend? I don't know. I'm good off that. If it goes to $750, I will call him Jake the Legend. Okay? Because that's the prediction. That's the prediction. $10? I mean, I even said it's going to go to, what does I say, $10 to $30 by the end of the year? Like, if all this ETF stuff plays out, that was my prediction. So are you going to call me Crypto Sensei the Legend? Come on. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I think it's fun to have this friction, right? Where we can be a little skeptical, we can have a little bit of fun with it. At the end of the day, I mean, we're all rooting for it, you know? Like, I'm not actively rooting against it. I want it. I want to see it happen. I just, you know, I'm a little skeptical in the timeline. That's all, you know? I mean, I think I've been in XRP longer than Jake has at this point, right? He just got into it, what, like 4 years ago? I've been in the space since 2019. I think Jake got in like 2021 or 2020, something like that. All good though. Man, these comments just come fast and strong. We got a new member, Solomon Brunner, 277. I can't read. Appreciate you, Solomon. Thank you. Yes, Mr. 6 foot. Like the video with Sandy Call from Franklin Templeton. I love that. I love that. Great. That was the whole goal of the video, man. That was the whole goal of the video. I hope more people go watch that. I know that some of the content, like, you know, maybe people don't, like the title or whatever, but what's in the video is so important. Like, that was probably one of the most important videos I've made this week. Like, we've had a lot of really good news, but when you're talking about the future of how this plays out, I'm so glad you liked that video, man. I see you, David. I see you, Dragon. Let's see here. Fred, great to see you too, man. Because me thinking about it, I work. There's 15 to 20 people with XRP, with maybe 2 or 3 having had some before I started. Man, sounds like you work at a cool place. Where do you work? Maybe I need to go get a job there. Legendary Crypto Sensei boss fight. I don't know, man. Jake spends a lot of time in the gym. I don't know if that would be a good fight. I probably wouldn't be a good idea to step up to that guy. Maybe we'll see Jake on like one of those. My wife started watching. What is this, like 100? What is it? It's on Netflix for all of these really, athletes and ex-military and firefighters and mountain climbers, and there's like a cheerleader and a base, like they all compete. Physical 100. Maybe Jake will be on like Physical 100 America. I would pay to see that. Big guys go down. Jake is gym muscles. All right, fair enough. Husky says piece of cake. Have you seen that show though? It's in Korean. It's in Korean, but we started watching it a few nights ago. It's really entertaining. I think it's called, is it called Physical 100? Physical. I got the best TV show recommendations, right? That's why you come here, right? It's not for the XRP news. It's for the yeah, see, this is the show right here. I can't pull up Netflix because it's going to shut me down here. But it's a South Korean reality competition series, Netflix created by producer. First series premiered on January 2024. 100 competitors, all known for their well-developed physical attributes and physique, go head-to-head in various individual team challenges and quests for strength, balance, agility, endurance, willpower, and strategy. Yes, I love it. It's really good. It's really good. Wait, what? He's saying, wait, Jake's saying by the end of Trump's term, XRP will be 50,000 per token? 50,000 per token. Let me get my calculator out real quick here. That's a lot of zeros. That is a lot of zeros. That is a big market cap too. What would be the market cap of that? Hold on. Let's just take a look here. If XRP traded at 50,000 per token, it would be $5 quadrillion. The market cap would be $5 quadrillion. Okay. Is that like American Ninja? No. So American Ninja, like they go through like the obstacle course. This is like where I've only made it through like a 1.5 episode or 2 episodes, so I can't tell you like everything that's in the show. But one of the first thing was an endurance test where they had to hold on, like this thing lowered, and each person had to grab on to like a gym bar, and they had to hold themselves up for as long as they could. And like, the big bodybuilder guys, the really big people, those are the ones who fell first. And then like the ex-military, the ice climbers, those are the people that were able to hold themselves up for the longest. But it's a pretty cool show. Oh, Gilded Age is one of our favorite shows. I've watched Gilded Age 5 times, 6 times, all the way through. By far one of our favorite shows. Like the writing, the story. I guess the story is the writing. The clothes. I like how the outfits get better each year. Oh man, it's gonna be a good 4th season. I'm waiting for it. We should get 2 weddings, right? We should get 2 weddings. I'm excited for that. Thank you, David. Yeah, man, we're gonna see. $100 would be great. You know, we'll see. Yeah, let's make it $1 million per coin. We might as well. 50K, we're not too far off at $1 million. Let's just say $1 million a coin. Husky Tom with another 10 gifted. There's your membership, guys. Get it while you can. Thank you, Husky. I'm gonna be going to XRP Las Vegas. So Husky, if you're gonna be there, let me know. I'd love to meet you in person. You know, and if anyone sees me walking around, please feel free to come up and talk to me. I'd love to get to know you. Bill O'Brien, what's up, Bill? Do you agree with Jake's domino theory? So, okay, domino theory and the unwind of the reverse carry trade. So, okay, hold on. The reverse carry trade has been talked about since what, like 2007? It's not Jake's theory. But Jake's domino theory is pulling that into it, right? So we just need to separate those two because the carry trade unwinding is not his theory. That's been around for longer than crypto's been in business, right? People have been talking about this for decades. Now, his domino theory of all of these things happening at once, do I agree with him? I think what I am cautious of is like he talks like all of this stuff's in place, ready to go. And I have not been able to verify those things, right? And people say that Jake has connections and all this stuff. That's awesome. But personally, I haven't been able to. Like, one of the things is Japan's CBDC would need to be up to handle some of this. I think he said something about Bank of England CBDC, right? I know that there's some of these things that aren't yet put in place yet. So, you know, the timeline I think is tight. Could it happen? Absolutely. Because like one thing does affect the other, right? If countries, if all of this money is being repatriated back to Japan, and let's say Japan starts, Japan, the UK, China start dumping treasuries, they're all going to start at the same time. That could collapse the treasury market, right? And that's what he's talking, I think, collapsing Tether, right? Because Tether is backed up or supposedly backed up by mostly US treasuries, right? So if that market collapsed, Tether, in fact, would collapse. I think that is the connection that he's making. Could all of that play out? Sure. I guess, in the timeline of by the end of the year, I think that's tough. But I'm not going to say absolutely not. I'm just going to be skeptical of it, and I'm going to verify everything I can. I don't know. When someone tells me that something's guaranteed to happen, I always am like, well, that's a little strange, right? Nothing in life is guaranteed. I think there's a lot of people that are in place all around the world to prevent financial catastrophes. And you'd be talking about a financial catastrophe, right? And you're going to talk about the bond market, the stock market, everything kind of collapsing in on itself, people's 401ks and retirements. And I don't know, the theory is scary, right? You're talking about the collapse of people's life savings. Very scary. And I don't know, I can't be excited and giddy and about that. I worry deeply about friends and family that will lose everything because of that, right? And my dad has a lot of money in the stock market, and so I'm sending him videos on this so he can be prepared, right? Hey, have you seen this? No, I haven't. You should get educated, right? So I don't know, Bill. I don't know. What do you think, Bill? You think it's going to happen? Do you think XRP is it's one thing for the carry trade to unwind, but it's another thing altogether that XRP steps in as the liquidity tool. Now, it makes the most sense that XRP would step in to do that. But sometimes government officials, do things that don't make sense. And we're assuming that one thing equals the other. Just because the carry trade's unwinding doesn't mean XRP is going to come in right away for liquidity. It could take 6 months or a year, or it could never happen for that specific purpose. We just don't know. And so I'm saying don't automatically assume because one thing is happening, the other thing is going to happen. Right? That's all. Got 2,800 people just hanging out. People love to watch from Twitter. I don't know why that is, but I'm not gonna question it too hard. Real question is, will Luna be in Las Vegas? I don't think so. You guys want to see her? Should I bring her up? Yeah, let me do that. Let me bring her up. Hold on. Hey, little one. Hi. Oh, can I scratch the belly? Oh, yes, scratch my belly, Dad. Oh, yes. Can I borrow you for a second? Here, come on. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm interrupted nap time. I got the look. There she is. Hello. Did you want to say anything? We were napping so good. I walk over and she's like, she does the whole rub my belly, Dad. And then I pick her up and she's like, this is BS. This is BS. I want to go back to sleep. I've been going back and forth from the living room to the office today a lot, and she's really tired. She's really tired today. You okay? You want to say hi to anybody? You got some fans out in the world. Everybody wishes you well. Yes, everybody wishes you well, sweet pea. With my Chicago friends, I'm looking forward to it. And Luna's going to get a little Chicago jersey and we're going to put that on. Right? Yes. Do you see yourself in the screen? You all right? We're almost done, okay? Here, I'll go put you back in your bed, okay? Come on. Almost done, okay? Oh, now we're like, you woke me up. Time to go play with me. We got a little spam going. I'm a YouTube on the move phone kind of guy. Move guy. How am I after my surgery? I'm good. I still go to physical therapy, and I think I was talking with somebody, that says that like my health is a lot better than it was last year, and so I'm thankful for that. My right hip's messed up, and they cannot fix my right side like they fixed my left side. So, that's going to be a struggle here in the future, but my left side's doing a lot better. Thank you. Miss Diet, thank you, man. I appreciate you. Absolutely. All right, guys, let's do this. Even though we're approaching, 3,000 people watching, and I really appreciate, you showing up. I do need to, be respectful. I gotta spend some time just hanging out with Luna. We're gonna go for a walk. We always go for a walk around this time in the afternoon, and that's some of the time that I enjoy most in my day. So I'm gonna go spend some time with her, and I really appreciate your time and everything that you do. I want to thank all of the mods, Ariana, OSOK, Michael, everyone that shows up and asks questions and just spends the time with us. We had 17 donations today. I just want to thank again to Yada for the $5, Husky Nation 10. We got Sam here with the 2. We got new member Husky Nation, AK Scarface, Bracker, Husky Tom again, and Vima, thank you so much. One Mind, Chris, Husky Tom, PB, Lion, Salam for the new membership, and Husky Tom again. Guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Have a blessed Thanksgiving. Spend some time with your family. Remember, that's the only family you got. Hopefully you can explain XRP better this year. Just be safe, get home, travel back, and thank you for spending this time with me. All right. I'll see you. Aloha.